Yes, children, nice to see you all again once again after a long back. Okay, so today we are going to I'm going to explain you the sixth lesson. This is Jody's fawn. Okay, last time we learned about the duck and the kangaroo, the poem. Okay, now in that same unit we have this lesson. Now, see what here this lesson is telling about some moral value. What is that moral value is actually children nowadays what they are doing actually in olden days what they used to do if they are injured or if they are injured or badly injured anywhere or they do some superstitious they do house aids as it's a first aid house first aid they do, isn't it? So with that with that satisfaction many people will continue the same. So suppose there is a injury, so you apply some water or some leaves or whatever you paste of the leaves you apply. It's this one, you apply some turmeric. Your grandparents will say you something, do this, do that, don't go to hospital, why to go there, if you do this in this way it will be gone, it will be cured, they say, isn't it? There's all our superstitious things which we take from the olden days methods, but some people nowadays still are following the same methods, old superstitious method, and some people they are following new methods, like they immediately go to the doctor, they take the precautions, first aid precautions immediately, and they run to the doctor. Okay, so these things are happening still in some places, and some places they are not happening. So here is one lesson that about telling about the superstitious things and how a superstitious thing brought a bad sad information to the applied to a fawn, and that information, that plight has changed to be a gratitude to that fawn. How? That means you did not get, isn't it? So see here one thing, I'll tell you a small story. So here there is one fawn. Actually, there was one man. Okay, Penny Baxter. Okay, he had one son, Jody. Jody was the son of Penny Baxter. Okay, so one day this Penny Baxter, Jody's father, was bitten by a rattlesnake. Rattlesnake means very poisonous snake. Was bitten by a rattlesnake in the forest. Then immediately what did the father did? He took a doe. Doe means a female deer. Doe means a female deer. He cut a female deer and he used his liver and heart, the deer's liver and heart, and kept on the injured part where the snake has bitten. On that he rubbed and he took out the poison of the snake from his leg. Okay, so and from then his life was saved. He used his superstitious method. What was the superstitious method? He killed a doe. Doe means a female deer, and took the liver and heart of the doe and rubbed on the injured part where the snake has bitten. So with that leg, the heart and the liver pulled out the poison. He used liver and heart of the doe to remove the poison from the leg. So he used and the poison came out and his life was saved. He was survived. Okay, so as he was survived, he was fine. Jody observed when he was killing the doe, Jody observed the fawn. Fawn means the baby deer. The deer's baby was observing mother dying, mother being killed, observing, and it was kept aside. It was hiding somewhere in the bushes. So the father, Jody's father, killed a doe. He used his liver and heart and used in removing the poison from his leg. He was saved. He was survived, and he came back to the house. He was living in the house happily. One day, Jody felt very sad by seeing that one. He went to his father and asked, "Daddy, Daddy, how are you?" "I'm fine, my son," he said. Then what about the fawn, Daddy? Do you remember the fawn? The baby, which the doe's baby was left there alone in the bushes. Then Daddy said, "Yeah, that is there. I think it might have died in the forest." No, Daddy. Why don't we bring that fawn to our house? Why don't we raise it? Raise it means bring them up, taking care of it. Then Daddy said, "No, how can it happen? No, it can't be happened." No, Daddy, please once think of yourself. You saved your life by killing its mother. You killed the fawn's mother and saved your life. But what about the baby, the fawn, which lost his mother? So a child without mother, isn't it bad? Who will take care of that fawn? Who will give milk? Who will feed the milk? Who will give the food? Once think, Daddy, he requested his father. Then I want to bring that fawn to our house. From the forest, I want to bring that fawn to the house. Then Daddy said first no. The latter, Daddy agreed. Okay, what you're telling is true, my son. Okay, take mother's permission. Then Jody went to mother and said, Mommy, mother is Ma Baxter. So, Mommy, I want to bring that fawn to our house. Then Mommy got very angry and said, No, how can you bring? She was pouring tea. Whoever are sitting on the table, for them she was pouring tea. She just was shocked and said, No, how could you bring the fawn to the house? No, it drinks more milk. It is more expensive. I can't bear that much cost. Mommy said. Then Jody said, Mommy, once think of Daddy. Daddy was saved. Daddy killed that fawn's mother and he saved his own life. We all are happy. But what about the child whose mother died, whose mother was killed by our family? Then Mommy also realized, yes, Jody, what you're telling is correct. Then there are two persons in this story, Dr. Wilson and Mr. Millville. So both of them also supported Jody's words and said, yes, what Jody is telling is right. We have killed Doe, that fawn's mother, and saved our lives. But what about the small baby which is left in the forest alone? Yes, what Jody is saying is correct. We shall bring that fawn and raise it up in our house. Who supported these words? Dr. Wilson and Millville. They supported and they told to mother also, what your son is telling is correct. You have to. Then mother also agreed. Yes, both of you, Jody, go to forest and bring the fawn back. We shall raise in our house. Then Millville and Jody went to the forest to bring the fawn. And Mommy said it was becoming dark. Come, return back before dark. Yes, Mommy, we will be back before dark, before it becomes dark. So both Millville and Jody went on the horse. Millville asked Jody, how can you identify the fawn, whether it is a male? Then Jody said, all the spots are in a line. If the spots are in a line, then it is called male. If they are here and there randomly, then it is called female. So what I found is the fawn spots were all in a line. So by that we can understand that the fawn is a male. So okay. Then after going to the forest, they searched. Nothing was found. They didn't find the fawn. Then Jody said, Millville, you please go back to the forest, to the house. Why? Because it's becoming dark. Okay, so I will come back. Then Millville said, no, I can't leave you alone in the forest. Your mother will scold me. If any animal come and bites you and kills you, it's very dangerous. So no, come, both of us, let's go. We shall come tomorrow again. Jody said, no, I am not going to come until I get the fawn. Until I found the fawn, I am not going to come. You please go away, Millville. Jody said. So Millville went away back to his house. Jody was searching the fawn. Then he saw buzzards. Buzzards is one bird which eats the carcass. Carcass means the dead body of an animal. So he went to the spot. Jody went to the spot where the doe was killed, where his father killed the doe. Then he went there. The dead body of the doe was there. Buzzards, they are the wild animals. They are eating the dead body, parts of the dead body, skin of the dead body. By seeing this Jodi, all the buzzards flew away. Jodi went and saw the doe, dead body of a doe. He searched nearby. The fawn must be there only near the mother. Fawn must be here only near the mother. Somewhere it should be here near the mother. He searched. Later he found the fawn in the bushes. He felt very happy. Jodi felt very happy. He carried the fawn and started walking. Walking. Jodi was feeling very tired. Fawn was very heavy. He kept the fawn for some time down. He just kept the fawn on his shoulders, right side shoulder, left side shoulder. He carried like that only. It was a far distance. The house was very far from the forest. He carried and he brought the fawn to the house. After bringing the fawn to the house, mother and father, both of them felt very happy. He started feeding the milk. Mommy said feeding the milk is very expensive to the fawn. Fawn will not eat anything, only it drinks milk. It is very expensive. I can't give you and the fawn both. Then Jodi said, Mommy, I don't want to drink the milk. I am grown up. Now I want to give my milk to the fawn. My share of milk to the fawn. I want to sacrifice the milk to the fawn. So he sacrificed his milk, his share of milk to the fawn. Whatever mommy gives the milk to Jodi, without he drinking, he gave to the fawn. Then the fawn drank, but he could not. The milk was kept in a gourd. Gourd means one small container where liquids are kept. He put the fingers and thrusted in the mouth. The fawn was unable to drink the milk from the gourd, so he dipped the fingers into the milk and kept that fingers. He thrusted them into the mouth of a fawn. Fawn felt very happy. It drank the milk very greedily, and then it started drinking the milk. It came to know the taste of the milk, and it started drinking the milk from the gourd. So slowly the fawn was habituated to Jodi. The fawn was habituated to Jodi and started living happily with Jodi. So from this story, what we come to know is we use some animals for our purpose, but we should not forget the gratitude. See, because of the fawn's mother only, Jodi's daddy was alive. If fawn's mother was not there, was not found, Jodi's father used to die because of the poisonous snake. Okay, who saved the life here? Jodi's father was saved by the life of fawn's mother, the doe. The doe saved the life of Jodi's father. That in the same way, Jodi also wants to think of the fawn. Okay, so he felt very gratitude to the fawn, and he wanted to bring up the fawn. He wanted to raise the fawn. Why? Because his mother only saved the life of his father, Jodi's father. Okay, so now he wanted to raise the fawn and show his gratitude. See, children, if anybody helps us, we should also feel gratitude. Gratitude means what? Nothing. Thankfulness. We should be thankful to them. If anybody gives something to you to eat, you say thanks. And afterwards, after some days, if you have anything with you, you can give to them. Okay. So if anybody helps you in any other way, in some other way, they help you, then you have to feel gratitude and you should feel thankful to them. You have to go and say thanks, convey thanks. That telling one word thanks is enough. The person feels very happy. Okay, so I want to stop my video. So I told you the story orally. Now in the next video, I will show you the slides and show you the pictures and explain you in detail. Okay, try to understand this listening skills. Through listening skills, try to understand the story, children. Okay, don't simply base on the slides and pictures. Improve your listening skills. I think you understood the story. Okay, children, bye. We shall meet you again in the next video.